So listening to a lot of Big Sean this week. But then it also made me start thinking and this is where I added this in, do we have anybody currently? So I want to exclude the big three because they all pretty much just need basically 1 to 2 more projects. And depending on where niggas feel like Cole's going to end up on, if he really retires post the drop off, he would technically fall a little bit short. Do we have anybody who's currently rapping who feels like the next 20-year guy? So, like, obviously you bring up, like, all the 90s guys. They've made it 20-plus years. Wayne's made it 20 years. Again, the big three are just a few years away from making it 20. Like, is there anybody who's actively rapping now that we feel like is going to have one of those long-ass careers? Because Sean's not going to make it, in my opinion. Because niggas, I don't think will care about Big Sean. I don't think niggas really care about Big Sean right now. And so he's obviously going to fall short.
That's not true. That's not true.
So, hear me out. The same way last week or 2 weeks ago, when we all found out T.I. dropped an album that none of us fucking knew he dropped, if Sean were to do that shit, either the next album or the album after that, he could have, I don't remember what the name of T.I. shit was, but like he could have that kind of thing where like he puts out an album and it here today, gone tomorrow, and nobody's really checking for it. And so the relevancy after 20 years, I think, is more what I'm saying. Like, niggas can always put out music as much as they want.
Big Sean, that wouldn't happen to Big Sean because we're not in that space to where like a Big Sean album won't matter. Even if it's not going to go #1 or be like the most talked about album, it will still matter because Big Sean can still rap really well. And like he'll have a feature on there that you care about. It'll be some production on there that you care about, shit like that. Like for better or worse, rather people like the album or don't like the album, a Big Sean album will matter. Like when we talking like about hip hop and rap and shit like that. T.I., that's self-inflicted. Like the T.I. shit is all self-inflicted. Like T.I. not mattering for 20 years as a rapper, that's a thing he did. That's not something that we as a people decided.
Not even just that though, but it's I guess the question is like T.I. He's not like, so even I guess to the T.I. point, he's not irrelevant like as a rapper. I mean, like we ain't listening to his new shit, but just
the name still holds weight.
And, like yeah, so it's like it's still T.I. So it's like, and I mean, I guess as far as the album piece of it go, like I think we're getting to the point now to where people ain't really caring about albums anyway. So as long as you can go out and still rap good and you still drop verses or you drop freestyles where people are going back and listening to it, I think in the next 5 years or so, like, I mean, even now to a lot of people, the albums don't matter.
No, that's valid.
Because like if you, and I know we talking about like rappers, like men that are actually rapping, but when you think about somebody like Cardi B, who's been able to maintain her relevance with only dropping that one album all those years ago when she dropped it. So it's like the album ain't gonna make you relevant or irrelevant as long as you drop a heat in between.
Do you think? And so Cardi's a good point. So Cardi's like a star as like a personality.
When did Cardi drop her album? Her first, was that 2017?
2018.
Yeah, 2018.
It was 2018.
It's been. I feel
like that's early 2018. Yeah.
Yeah. Probably.
Yeah, relatively. I think it was April.
So it's like, but Cardi is a star as like a personality. She don't even really necessarily get to be a star because of music. Sean is only, with all due respect, like Sean is his star power comes from music and comes from rapping, and so it's and I'm not even trying to sit here and shit on Sean because even. And I put that in the notes. I'm like, Blueprint's going to turn 25 next year. And we were talking about all these different albums, like the best albums of the last 25 years. If you watch and go check that out, that's a really dope episode. A lot of great albums. Tony, you're probably you're more in tune with like this generation and like the niggas who are like actively rapping right now. Do any of them, in your opinion, feel like these are guys who are going to have like super long careers?
When you say that, what do you mean exactly? Like this generation, what do you mean when you say this generation?
So
Who
the
is this
people that
generation?
are. So I think there's a cutoff. I just don't know exactly where it'd be. Right. So you've obviously got the blog era. Then you've got what like Migos, Uzi, Playboy Cardi, the nigga with the red hair. I can't think of his name.
All them niggas like 33.
That's what I'm saying.
So
No,
So
that
like,
like
that definitely ain't the new generation though. Like that's
no,
the
but
new
that's what I'm saying.
generation.
So it's the niggas after them is the way that I'm kind of viewing it.
I ain't gonna lie.
Like
I
the
don't
niggas
know them
I think
after.
Tony
niggas.
know them niggas. I was gonna say
I
I don't
don't
even know why you would think
I
Tony
don't know
know them
them
niggas.
niggas.
Oh,
Like the Migos, the era that you just talked about with the Migos is probably more his time frame. So it's like I don't even see Tony knowing these new niggas. But
Like Lil
I
Baby's
don't even
first
know why
tape
we
was
would be talking about them.
2017. Like that was almost 10 years ago. Like I don't like when you talk about this era, nigga, I don't know these niggas.
hey, shout out to the timeless meme. Um, the all right. So I get. Do we think any? Okay, then we'll stick with just what we know. Then for that era, then so like Uzi, Playboy Cardi.
I'll say this actually before you go. There's there's guys within like this new era that I am a fan of that I do know like Bossman, D-Lo, Lo Shimmy, stuff like that. But like from
Mhm.
like a total of these guys, like this whole thing, I don't know that much.
No, that's fair. Like, what would Future Start be? Like his first, if we were to like put a year one on his career, what's the year you would put?
Me personally, I put
2012.
2011.
2011. Okay, so he would go.
He was
And
out
maybe this
fucking
sounds,
years before that, but when we think about Future as
not
we
to
know Future now, I say 2011.
let's say mixtapes are always gonna make it like niggas could have multiple mixtapes before one breaks through and shit like that, or have like loose singles here before like they're who they are as an artist. But like, do you think? And I didn't include him because I just said exclude the big three. Do you think Future's gonna be still like? Do you think Future's even want to do music in 6 years to get him to 2031 to do like a full 20
Future's
years?
gonna do music till he dies. Like Future's gonna do music
Long as
until he
these
can't
tours sell out,
anymore.
they gonna keep going.
And he can sell them shits out every year. I seen it with my own eyes. Like Future's gonna keep doing this shit until he can't physically do it anymore.
Okay. The who else would be? Do y'all think? Okay, so then going back to, do you think a nigga like Uzi is gonna have like a 20 year, or again, I'm going Uzi Cardi because I'm just kind of going to the top of that list because I don't niggas again. There's a reason why I get joked on liking KRS and these older niggas. I definitely don't give a fuck about anybody that seriously post like 2016, 2017 with like some very like I like Corday a lot, but I don't know if Corday is gonna have like a 20-year career. I don't know if he's going to be able to generate enough because you have to be a certain level of successful to also maintain that. And even in his 3 albums, I'm like, there's already so big ups and downs where I'm like, I don't know if he's going to be here. He's got to go
But
14, 15 years.
I think success as a major artist versus an independent artist is like definitely two different things. I don't know Corday's label situation or anything like that, but I'm almost sure somebody like that, especially when you talk about like these guys that actually rap,
Mm-hmm.
they always able to kind of have a core fan base or like a cult following of people that just like what they do. So I think for somebody like that, he may not necessarily have a problem.
Yeah, I was gonna say that
But
too.
it may not be seen as relevant if you compare them to like other mainstream artists.
That's valid. I guess that's where it gets tricky because the way music can be released, like you don't ever have to do technically anything physically anymore. Chance was just on Joe shit, and that was one of the things he was talking about is like with the success of acid rap and streaming, and he's like the label wanted to give him like a physical copies for his budget, and he's like, do you know what the fuck I just did? Like, I don't need no fucking physical copies. And if you can always put stuff on the internet and you can stream it, and you don't have to, it's much cheaper to maintain yourself as an artist once you have that following. Who would be another guy? I was trying to. There was somebody else was an example of mine. Man, I'm blanking. I don't know, I just think we're gonna see less of, and maybe 20 years. Like, there's no
And
reason, which is the alternative. They just might not need to do shit for 20 years.
said that, I don't think
If
these
you
motherfuckers want to do it for 20 years either. It's like you gotta
no, I
want to
agree.
like have that longevity. I don't think they really give a shit about having that longevity either. I think they're like for a lot of
Do
these
you
new motherfuckers, like rap is it's a quick lick. Like it's something to kind of just come up and do some other shit.
now? Do you think that is potentially a problem, or do you just think the fact that like there will always be a handful of people? Like right now, just got a lot of it where it's like, oh, he's just gonna be one of like those guys. Like he's getting a lot of that kind of attention because he's a rapper's rapper, right?
Hmm.
And so, does it matter that there is X amount of artists who are like you said, getting a quick lick, but there's always going to be people like Jid who are they're going to take it super serious. They're going to want to be involved long term. Like, do you think that kind of works itself out?
You mean like for rap as a whole?
Yeah.
I would say that we talked about this before, but it's like rap is in a weird place. It's in a particular place because it's like you have guys that still really rap and bar up and like take it seriously, but then you also have guys where it's like they don't really take it that serious and it's kind of just a thing to do to get some money. It's not necessarily like a thing you love. Um, I think that we I don't want to say it's a problem because that diminishes the guys that really do give a shit about it, like Jid or like a Gibbs or people of that realm, like that really
Mhm.
care about the rapping. But we need more motherfuckers that are stars of rap to give a shit about where rap is going, and it's just not like that. It used to be that way, whereas like the guys that were the big stars in rap they gave a shit about it. So when you had guys that didn't really take rap super serious or they was kind of here today, gone tomorrow, it didn't impact the game the way that it does now. So it's like the majority of a lot of guys that are bigger in rap, they don't really give a shit about where rap is going.
No, I agree. And this is 1,000%. This is like a. I always say the reason why I talk about what I talk about is because it's not that serious. Um, but there is a part in my head where I'm like, do we get to an issue where like currently the 50-year-old legends, the guys who've been around for 20 plus years, they're still around. They're not necessarily the most active, but like Hove is still around, Nas is still around, Wayne is still like they're still around hip hop. And Wayne, you could argue, still active, but that's his own case. Talk about a nigga who's just going to do it till he dies. Like, but eventually that will start to shift out, right? Like if we go 20 years down the line, like when Hove's 70, I don't really expect him to be like around hip hop or around the way he has been, obviously, throughout his career. Same with Nas. Again, eventually, when like, and that's where I wonder, like, does that become a problem when the guys who are, I just think if you're 70 and at that point, like, you might have like, on top of being a dad, like have grandkids, like you just not going to be you in a different space in life. And so if he's 70, I'm not going to expect the 70-year-old to want to be around hip hop culture. And that's not like a
80-year-old basketball niggas be at all the games still.
And then and
families and shit.
That might work itself out. But again, I guess that's not my expectation.
Ho might still be he might still be in the culture. He might not be a rapper, but
I don't see a world where a
Amen.
Jay-Z isn't around rap. Like I just don't see that being a thing. Like a Jay-Z
like,
and
'cause even
Nas
now, like he may not
all
be
like because you think
Wayne might
about
still
and my
really
bad,
rap in
Will,
the
but
70s.
those guys
no,
when
go ahead, bro.
you step back and really think about it, they are literally the second generation of rap. It's like you have the first generation with like Kane and KRS and
Oh,
all those
just the
guys,
boys.
even even LL, and then right after them is Nas, is Jay Z, is Wu. Like I don't see a world where like those guys are not around rapping some.
I mean, if you want to be a part of one of the coolest, most unique communities, don't forget to like and subscribe.